Windows Server 2019 System Administration. Welcome back everybody. I'm Prakash Vadan, your trainer for this entire series. So today we are going to discuss about the software deployment in our network environment. In every organization there may be more than 10, 20, 100, sometimes it may be 200 workstation in your network environment, in your organization. So in that case, let's assume that you are going to install any one small application in any desktop. In that case, think about 200 computers. That means 200 desktop. That means you'll have to visit all the 200 computers in order to install that software. So rather than visiting one by one all those workstations, there is a one simple option via group policy through which you can deploy the software. That means it saves your time. Okay, now let's move further straight to our server to understand how you are going to deploy the software. Now, in order to deploy the application or any software, okay, first what you need to do, you will have to share that application which should be accessible via UNC path, or it may be via your network access. That means this is my server. Okay, now if I go to my workstation over here, so this user is testing one, so let's log in via this server, that means via this domain credential. Now this user, whoever has logged on over here, must be able to have access over that file. That means via your network access. So if I go over here via even my UNC path, in order to make sure that that folder is shared, okay, I have shared one folder. I'll show you, obviously, don't worry for that. I've shared one folder. We're installing a notepad. Okay, it's a notepad plus is there. This is the application. Now the one of the most basic requirement in order to deploy any application, okay, from the server, you need to make sure that the extension of that application is MSI. Otherwise it's not going to deploy over here. So if you want to have a look, let me show you that folder where I have simply shared that application notepad plus over here. See, if I see the extension of this file property, if I see over here, see, can you see this .msi? This is mandatory. It's a requirement over here. So I have downloaded. Even you can use any of your application having the MSI extension. Otherwise you'll have to use a converter to convert it any application setup file as an extension. That means MSI. So over here there is a folder. I have shared this folder. Okay, now since you have already seen via the client that this folder is accessible, number one requirement is done. Number two, as I said just now, within this only the file must be having the extension MSI. Obviously we do have that. Okay, now let's go to the group policy in order to deploy this via your group policy. Now over here I'm going to open my group policy management console. Let's go to tools. Let it open the group policy management console. Okay, here we get it. See, it's here now. So there are so many OUs. Okay, so I'm going to deploy in this OU. That means when my client log in and go to start, we'll find notepad plus here. See, MN, there is no notepad. Okay, I want notepad plus to be deployed via group policy to this client or all the members, those who are a part of that OU. In that case, let's go to our group policy management console and I'm going to use this OU. You can use any, or you can deploy from the domain controllers level as well. That will get affected to the entire network. Okay, now over here I'm going to deploy only to this particular group, so that within this, those are the member of this OU will get the benefit of using this application. So right click, edit it. It's simple. There is nothing so much complicated tasks over here to be done. Just you need to make sure, as I already said, the file extension should be MSI. Now when we go to the group policy editing over here, it gives our two configuration level, computer and user. This is already discussed in our long back, so many videos. Now when you deploy the application via group policy, you will get two options. If I go to the computer configuration, go to policies. Okay, let it expand. Come on, expand it. I don't know why it's taking long. Okay, now if you see over here, software setting is there, here software installation is there. That means from the computer level also you will be able to deploy the software. Over here, if I go to the user configuration, over there also you will find the software installation. That means we can deploy software in two levels. One in a computer level, second one in the user level. And you know the difference between these two. Okay. So let's say if I deploy over here, whoever sits in that computer will get affected by that software deployment. And if I configure over here, only those who are a member of that OU will get this facility of using that application. And when they go to start, the application will be listed in a start menu as well. Then what is the difference between these two? There is one difference. If I go to new and package to publish this one, actually I'm going to show you the steps. You'll see there are three options to deploy. Okay. See, publish is faded over here. I'm going to cancel because I have not explained properly over here. Just I would like to show you the difference. Okay. Now over here, you see publish is active over here. That means when you deploy any software, in terms of user configuration, the publish option is enabled. That means user can manually go to control panel and add that software. Whereas if I go to the software installation in a computer configuration, don't forget computer itself cannot go to the control panel and deploy that application or install that application. That's why that means the publish option is only used for the user level, not for the computer level. Okay, we do have assign that will come automatically in the start menu, and advanced option is also there. Now I'm going to deploy the software in a user basis. Okay, so how to deploy the software? Let's see now. Go to the user configuration. If you like to deploy in this user level, software installation, right click, either you right click over here or you come to the panel and use this new package. The option is same. Guys, you need to make sure this software is accessible via network path. If this application which you have shared in order to deploy via group policy is not accessible via network path, trust me, it's not gonna work. So you make sure via network it's accessible. So select this app. I've taken small apps so that it saves your time. Open. Now see, so I'm going to assign. That means meaning of this assign means when this client log in for the first time and go to start, the notepad will be listed over here. Assign means that. Publish means you will have to go manually to the control panel and install it first. Okay, so I'm going to assign it. Okay, did it publish over here? It's done. But there's one more thing that you need to note it down. Still, though it's assigned, that means from the start menu this notepad is deployed, but still it will not get listed. The reason is this. Right click, go to the property. If you notice the deployment, did you notice over here install this application at login? That means if I forget it happened, if I forget that to check this box, that means application will not be listed. That means it will not be installed at the user login. Okay, installation, user interface option, basic, maximum. Let's go to the maximum. Okay, we have assigned. Apply. Fantastic, done. Now we all know that the group policy replacement interval is 5 minutes by default, and we don't want to waste our time waiting for the 5 minutes. That's why I have given updating a group policy over here. So similar will be done in the client side also. Let it refresh completely. That means let the server refresh all the policies. In our term, just a one policy. It's successfully done. Congratulations. Now go to the client and do the same thing. Otherwise it takes time. Okay. Now GP update force. So probably it will log off because it will update with the server and it will automatically understand that the new application deployment policy has been affected to my environment as well. So that's why it will be definitely going to log off, I think. If not, it's okay. Did you see this? Certain user policies are enabled that can only run during login. Remember what we have done over here. Let's come over here back. That's why I call it practical implementation. Okay, there is no cheating. Now come over here. Because of this option, install this application at logon. Okay, now that's why you have to log off and log in from the client side. So I'm going to click yes and done. Now we'll see when this user comes back, go to the start, notepad++ will be there. Since the size of application is quite smaller one, so it won't take much time to open that app. Otherwise, if you have deployed the application having the huge size, like let's say it might be your graphical software, okay, Photoshop and all this, CorelDRAW, Freehand, Photoshop. So these are the app that takes a maximum time, I guess more than some time deploying your Office package. So now I'm going to show you the practically when I go to start menu, last time there was no Notepad++, now it's going to list it out. It's taking time. Why? It's, pulling all the policies from the domain controller. Now, very good. Go to start. Scroll it down, bit down, bit down. Did you see this now? Notepad++ is deployed. If I click this, it will open in a fractional part of a second. Congratulations, the work is done. So, this was the easiest way to deploy your any software via group policy. Okay, in our future video, most probably we are going to discuss about deploying the operating system now. I hope this tutorial video was quite fruitful to you, and if you think it is a fruitful, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.